the grandmother who takes care of 10 grandchildren to come out at 7 o'clock at night. So here I am, the messenger for that. So thank you so much, and that makes me really excited. I have to start with giving you a little backstory about Benchmarks, for which I have more information after I speak about the program and the outcomes last year. But it starts with the great staff that we have at Benchmarks this year. I am a mere director here at Ethan Family Services and oversee some fabulous staff that, in fact, run the programs that we offer here. The Benchmarks After School program serves 5th through 8th grade students, 30 of them, that come from the Rosemary Hills community specifically, and it's funded by the Health and Human Services program of Montgomery County. We have two full-time staff there, 1 part-time, and a AmeriCorps staff, so 4 staff there. It's a 9-month program, and as you may be familiar with some of our 9-month programs, those staff who don't get work in the summertime with our programs, those positions tend to be a bit transient through the years, and this year, this staff, I cannot say enough about. And that will lead to my story. The program coordinator is an amazing young man, Adrian Stewart, who used to play basketball over in France. Think about how that resonates with our students, 6th through 8th grade, 5th through 8th grade, over in that community. It sure does. Jasmine Walker, our program leader over there, used to play basketball for Towson, which also resonates with the young ladies over there. And we have April Hart, who is our AmeriCorps volunteer, who has just been great. And a young man coming up from the community. Francis, thank you. Francis, who is our 20-hour employee there, and he is really promising as a young staff member here. So the staff is the heart of the program there at Benchmark. Students come Monday through Thursday after school from about 3:30 till 6:30. The goals of the program are to improve academic performance, increase leadership and civic engagement, as well as increase health within the students. That's mental and physical health. I do have a particular story to share with you tonight of a young man that we have met this year at the program, and I have changed some of the information in this story just to protect their identity, so just so you know that. And I did make notes, and I just want to share with you that I'm going to be referring to my notes because the stories of our families can be, you can't even make it up. You cannot even make up the stories of some of our families here at Ethan Family Services. So that's why I have notes here to really share with you, because I am only the messenger. I'm working through Adrian, the program coordinator, who has now established quite a relationship with Granny and Jason, a young 5th grader in our program. So we met Jason this year. We have a very close relationship with North Chevy Chase Elementary School and the counselor there, Vicki. We have a very good relationship with her, and she referred Jason, a 5th grader, this year. And in fact, we came to find that we had served Jason's older brother years ago in the Benchmarks program. But let me start over. Benchmarks goes back to BYS. Have to give a shout out to Bethesda Youth Services, where I started in 2001, which then now has become Ethan Family Services. And we took on Benchmarks at Bethesda Youth Services in 2002. So I've been involved with this program since I started, and since it started with the YMCA. I've only been supervising it for the past 4 years, and I'm really proud of what the program has become in the past 4 years, but the foundation that I got was amazing. So Jason's a 5th grader. We met him this year. We served his older brother, who's now in 9th grade. Jason's being raised by Granny, who is also raising, I think I mentioned earlier, about 7 other grandchildren in her home. Jason's dad is in El Salvador, and he's not around very much, and it's a little unclear if there's gang ties there. We're not sure fully. We get a little bit of the story each encounter that we have with the family. Now, Jason's dad is the son of Granny, who is not around. Jason's mom also lived with Granny. It's a little bit unclear what other adults live with Granny as well, but the mom, we believe, lives there. So Jason and Granny both established such an amazing relationship with Adrian at our program. And I think at one point, Adrian told me that he was reprimanding Jason for something, and Jason said, I only listen to you and Granny and my dad. Basically, there was a little bit of struggle because the other women that work at Benchmarks were having a little bit of trouble correcting Jason's behavior, and he wasn't listening to them. And that's one of the things that Adrian has been working on with Jason, because he had such a great relationship, or was establishing a relationship with him. Now, Granny also had been establishing a relationship with Adrian, and it really did become weekly check-ins, often daily check-ins at pickup, one-on-one with Granny. And it sounded to me, because I started getting these phone calls 9 and 10 o'clock at night, this is what's going on, what do I do? You know, again, we're talking about a brand new coordinator here, you know, managing an entire program as well as establishing this relationship with this family. And I cannot just say enough about Adrian, because the way he has taken on this family, there's a little bit of question about his scope of service here. You know, you get intertwined with these families, and you want, now he's calling, this is what she said tonight, what should I say tomorrow? You know, and I'm getting these calls, and we're talking through it, and I often am talking them back, like, well, let's see what other services we can provide, because we have to stay within the services. You know, we can make referrals, we can do this, we can do that. It's getting intense, if I can say the least. So, let's see. In November, Jason gets suspended from school for fighting with another student, who in fact is also a Benchmark student. And in that same instance, not only did was he physical with the student, he was then also physical with another adult at the school who tried to break up the altercation. So Jason got suspended, phone calls were made, meetings set up. Now Jason's mom, who is his guardian, legal guardian, is very skeptical, turns out is very skeptical of government authorities, Youth and Family Services, YMCA, MCPS. You know, there's some, probably some immigration status there that makes her very skeptical of these entities. I got it. But she's the one who we need to sign off on services or to be at the meetings. Granny is in it to win it, but she's not the one who is able to sign off on giving Jason these services or approval for these services. So again, we're working closely with Vicki at North Chevy Chase. Now, we refer Jason to our Youth Links mentoring program for a one-on-one mentor. We have about a 20-person waiting list for that program, but I know the coordinator, so I can get him in, because it's our program. So again, it's back to the skepticism of who are you and what do you want to do with my son, and we are working with the counselor at the school, and it's almost a small team, an army of getting these services for Jason, because he needs it. He needs it. I even looked at his grades today. He doesn't have any E's, but he has C's and D's across the board. So we work through Adrian with Granny, Otto Perez from our Youth Links mentoring program, who is also Spanish, works with the family, and Adrian finally brokers this meeting between Granny, Mom, and Jason. And they finally agree to meet. They go over the program, and I am happy to say that in December, Jason was matched with a male mentor, a young male mentor, who is also from El Salvador, volunteering for our program, and the match has been going great. We've been in touch with the counselor. Jason's also doing better behaviorally at school. We've also referred Jason and his family to our counseling services over at our Forest Glen office. And that I am really proud of, and I'm really excited to share with you about our mission moment here tonight. I have no doubt that we impacted his brother. When I met Granny or spoke with Granny, I asked about his brother because I knew him years ago. Oh, he doesn't need the program, he's doing great. That was her answer. And I have no doubt that with the resources that we're providing Jason, that's going to be the same answer in a couple of years. I have a little bit of information about the program, but I just also want to say, I have noted here in the beginning that I didn't mention, that we provide reports monthly to the funding source in the county for this program. And 100% of our students come this year 3 out of 4 days a week, which is an astronomical attendance rate for this program. Most of them come 4 out of 4 days a week. So I just wanted to share that statistic from this year, and that's different from last year. It is due to that staff that we have working that program. They are invested not only in the 30 youth that are there, but in the granny that wants to talk at pickup for 45 minutes, 2 times a week. You know, they get to know the families on a different level. And I wish they could be here tonight, but again, I couldn't ask them. Their program goes until 8 o'clock tonight, because they're doing another program after their program. So I really thank you for asking me to come here and sharing this story. And if you have follow-up questions, I'm happy to answer them. And I have a little bit of information about benchmarks from our annual report last year. This is not meant to go out to the public. It's included in a report that we send to the county. This is usually covered with a huge narrative of what we've done over the year, but this is just a snapshot of what the program did last year and what we reported on.
Is it okay if we take these home with us?
Yes,
or
yes.